Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Bullet on Fire 12 and welcome to some Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now this is a very old gameplay that I've had saved up for quite a few months now, but I felt it was time to use it because of the topic of today's video, which is futuristic CODs and have they killed the franchise. Now this is the first futuristic game that we had in the COD franchise, and every single year after that they've been developing the futuristic setting even more. Now I'd love to hear what your thoughts and opinions are on this topic in the comment section below. But would I say the futuristic CODs have killed the franchise? It is a very good question, but my answer is going to be no, I don't think they have killed the franchise. However, I will say I think they are killing the franchise. Now what I mean by that is, if I were to say the futuristic CODs have killed the franchise, that would surely mean that COD is no more. It's dead, it's finished. They are not selling any more copies of the game because the fans have just had enough of futuristic games. But I'm saying they are killing the franchise, which means I think the futuristic settings that we've had in these COD games have seriously affected the franchise. Because I mean, you have to look at the sales figures for one thing. Now even though the sales figures are down by a lot more compared to what they were if it was a modern day setting or a game that was set in the past, their games are still selling millions of copies each year and they're still in the top best selling games of each year. So I don't think COD is dead because of the futuristic games, because they're still selling a lot. Even if it's not as much as it was in the past, it's still selling a lot. But you do have to look at those sales though, and compare them to games that we had way back in the past. And they're definitely not as good as the games that we did have in the past. That's my own personal opinion on it. So, no, I don't think the futuristic games have killed COD, but they are killing COD. Now, I definitely think one important reason that they are killing COD is because it's so repetitive to have the same type of setting in a COD game every single year. I mean, I'm sure all of us are bored of them by now. There are some people that still play them, but for me, I'm definitely bored of the futuristic games because it's the same thing pretty much every single year, but they slightly change it. Now, if you look in the past, if we go back to COD 4, COD 4 was a modern day game. Then the next year we had World at War, which was set in World War 2. Then we went back to the modern day setting again with Modern Warfare 2. Then Treyarch brought us Black Ops 1, which was the Vietnam era / Cold War game. Then Modern Warfare 3 came out, so we're back to a modern day setting again. And then Black Ops 2, the first futuristic game. Now, if you look at those games all together, what do they have compared to what we have now? They have variety. You've got one developer who is doing modern day games, and then you have another developer who is doing games that are set in different time periods. You've got World War II, you've got Vietnam, Cold War, then you've got a futuristic game. But ever since Black Ops 2, after that, it's always been futuristic. Ghosts, which I know wasn't really that far set into the future, but it still counts as a futuristic game. But then you look at Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare. Those games which are set way out into the future, and they are way more futuristic than Black Ops 2 and Ghosts. One thing that really, just shows the diversity in them is the game mechanics and how much different they are. I mean, you just look at the movement, the biggest thing of all. It's no longer boots on the ground. We've got exosuits in Advanced Warfare, and then you've got the wall running in Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare. Black Ops 3 has those specialist type characters, and Infinite Warfare's got something similar as well. And even with the exosuits, they've got their own different types of exo abilities that you can put on. They've changed it a lot, so much, ever since then. And then there's also things like the customization You can change how your soldier looks. You can have a female character if you wanted to. And then of course there's supply drops. I mean, there's just so much more things that have been added to COD which have never been seen before. Hopefully, as it's Sledgehammer's turn to make a new COD game this year, we already know it's not going to be something futuristic. It's going to be boots on the ground, but we still don't know what type of time period it's set in yet. But hopefully, when they come back, we can start getting a bit more variety into the franchise. Because what I don't want to see is the same types of games each year. I don't want it to be always futuristic all the time, or always modern day setting all the time, or always a game that's set way back into the past all the time. I liked it a lot when COD had a lot of variety. Back through the games from COD 4 to Black Ops 2, there was so much variety, and it was always really nice to look at that sort of thing. But now, it's always futuristic, and they're always adapting the futuristic setting. That's definitely what I don't want to see, is just the same games all the time, because it's just boring. And I've said it before in past videos, the developers just copy each other, and they never did that in the past, so why are they doing it now? And that's why I definitely think that is a very vital reason why these futuristic games have been killing the franchise, is because they're just the same game each year, only just slightly differently with the advanced movement. You get supply drops in there, you got the same customization, and it's just set way far out in the future, and it's just kind of boring now. What happened to the variety, Activision? It was so nice when there was variety in COD, and that's what I hope to see to start coming back to the franchise when Sledgehammer produces their next game. Hopefully it will be a good one. I really hope so. It's still good to hear that it's going to be boots on the ground. I hope it's got a good time period, and I hope it's got some really good things in the game that makes it more fun again. And then hopefully the other two developers will follow what they're doing and make a bit of variety in their games. Because that's one thing I'm definitely missing in COD right now, is variety, because it's just the same and it's just really boring. That's what I definitely have to say about this topic. I don't think the futuristic games have killed COD, but they are killing COD, and it's nice to see that we're going to get a bit of change now, because if they just kept doing the same thing each year, every time, I would say yes, they've definitely killed the franchise. Hopefully the variety can start coming back, and then that won't be the case. But for now, I definitely feel like they have been killing the franchise with all these futuristic games. But that's where I'm going to end off this video now. Thank you all for watching this video. If you've liked it, remember to leave a like, rating and subscribe if you are new. But for now, it is goodbye from me. I shall see all of you guys very soon with my next video. So take care guys, and goodbye.